Our cities are just exploding, right? They're these amazing centers of culture, jobs, and just life. But all that incredible growth comes with a hidden cost, one we're literally breathing in every single day. So today we're going to dig into that invisible connection between our city lives and the air all around us.
Oh, you've totally seen this. You pull out your phone, you're checking the weather, and bam, there it is. That little alert, maybe with a yellow or red icon talking about air quality. We all see it, we glance at it, but what is that number really trying to tell us about our health and our world?
All right, let's get right into it. Let's pull back the curtain on that number you see on your app. That number is the Air Quality Index, or AQI for short. And you can think of it as a translator. It takes all this super complex scientific data about different pollutants floating around in the air and boils it all down into one single, simple number. The whole point is to make it easy for anyone to understand the risk.
So, if the AQI is the final grade on a report card, what exactly is on the test? Let's break down what's actually being measured.
Right, so think of the AQI as a public health tool, first and foremost. The goal is super simple. You shouldn't need a PhD in atmospheric chemistry just to decide if it's a good day to take your kids to the park. It's designed to turn messy data into a clear, simple heads-up.
And these are the big six, the main ingredients that get cooked into that final AQI score. You've got gases like nitrogen dioxide, that's the stuff that comes from car exhaust, and ground-level ozone, which is basically the main component of smog. But the one you hear about all the time, the real troublemaker, is PM 2.5. These are particles so incredibly tiny they can sneak past your body's defenses, get deep into your lungs, and even into your bloodstream. Scary stuff.
And here's where it all clicks into place. You can see how that number directly translates to a health warning. When the AQI is in the green, under 50, you're good to go. But as that number climbs and the color shifts to orange, red, and even purple, the warnings get a lot more serious. We go from maybe a little discomfort for some people all the way up to serious health risks for everybody. So this isn't just a weather metric, it's a daily health advisory.
Okay, so we get what the AQI is now. But the big question is, why are the numbers so often bad in our cities? Let's follow the trail back to the source.
And it really all boils down to one word: urbanization. It's the simple fact that more and more people are packing into cities, and that whole process of growth, of building, of industry, it completely reshapes the environment, and it definitely changes the air we breathe.
And you can see how it's this chain reaction, right? It's a pretty direct line. More people move to the city, which means you need more of everything. More cars, more buses, more factories, more construction. All of that activity pumps out more emissions, and voila, your AQI levels start to climb.
And this chart just lays it all out there, doesn't it? I mean, look at the big players. Traffic is a huge one, pumping out all those nasty gases. Then you've got factories, all the dust from constant construction, the power plants we rely on to keep the lights on, and even things like burning trash. Pretty much every part of modern city life contributes something to the mix.
And get this, it's not just what we're putting into the air, it's the actual shape of our cities. Tall skyscrapers can create what are called urban canyons, which literally trap pollution down at street level. And at the same time, when we pave over parks to build more, we're ripping out nature's own air filters.
So these numbers are higher in cities, we know why, but why does it matter so much? Let's talk about the real, human price we pay for breathing dirty air.
This right here is so important. Short term, you might just feel annoyed, itchy eyes, a scratchy throat, maybe a cough. But the long-term effects, that's where it gets really serious. We're talking about things like heart disease, lung cancer, and even stunting the lung development of children. In fact, the World Health Organization figures that air pollution is responsible for something like 7 million premature deaths around the world every single year. That's just staggering. And while bad air is bad for everyone, it hits some of us way harder than others. Kids with their developing lungs, the elderly, pregnant women, and anyone who's already dealing with a heart or lung condition, they are all way, way more vulnerable.
Okay, I know that all sounds pretty bleak, but hang on, it's not the end of the story. Not even close, because across the globe, cities are actually fighting back. This is a battle we can win.
So how do we fix this? Well, it's not just one magic bullet. It's more like a coordinated three-pronged attack. You need the big stuff, government policies and strict emission standards. You need technology, things like electric cars and clean energy. And you need all of us, the community, to be aware and to change our habits. It takes everyone.
And you want to see proof that this can work? Just look at Beijing.
For years, they were famous for this thick, hazardous smog, mostly from burning coal. But they got serious. They put in aggressive new policies, and, this is the key part, they actually enforced them. The result? They cut those dangerous PM 2.5 levels by over 40% in less than a decade. It's a huge win.
LA tells a similar story, but their main villain was a little different: traffic. For decades now, they have been rolling out tougher and tougher rules on car emissions. It's been a long, slow grind for sure, but it has made a massive dent in the smog that used to just choke that city.
So, when you boil it all down, what's the big lesson here? It's that we have to change how we think. We can't just build cities and then try to clean up the air as an afterthought. Clean air has to be baked into the blueprint from day one. That means planning for clean transport, building parks and green spaces into our designs, making our cities sustainable from the ground up. Ultimately, the air we breathe in our cities is a choice. It's a reflection of our priorities, of the kind of future we're willing to build. The science is clear. The solutions are out there. So the only question left is, what are we going to do about it?